the day has finally it's finally coming to a close, and everything possible to me felt like it just delayed me doing this. I've been wanting to do a video for like a couple of weeks now, definitely the last few days, and I just haven't been able to sit still to do it. So many changes. So I'm here to do a quick video, a quick check-in. I know it's been a while, but I have been moving, and I've moved to this temporary location. Maybe it'll be longer than temporary. I don't know. I'm just going with it at this point. But that's what it feels like, just kind of going with it and enjoying the moments while you're in them. Just remember how to be in the body, be in your body. And it's been kind of cool because usually it takes me a while to adjust to any move or change or transition. But when I moved in here, it felt like home. When I moved in here, I felt at ease, at peace. And so I know this is right for right now. And I just wanted to like start pulling again because I haven't done that in a while. I didn't even know like if I felt like I was supposed to be doing that for more than just myself, but here I am. So, didn't talk about who I am. If you are new here, I am Marasia Simone. I am an herbalist, an educator, a hydroponics farmer. I'm an engineer. I'm a lot of things. But my favorite thing to talk about is herbalism, spiritual herbalism, because it brings life and awareness to everything around us. So I love talking about that. And so what I'm sipping on today, rose petals, lemon peel, and linden flower. Well, not even the flower, just the leaves, linden. And so this is a very heart-centered tea. The lemon balm is a little different, but when I think about not lemon balm, it's not lemon balm, it's lemon peel that's in it. But when I think about lemon peel, I always think of cleansing. And so cleansing and clearing, because I think of it as like a spring herb or experience, you know, going into summer, thinking of lemonades, all of that. So like when I talk about herbalism, I like to bring it to like your natural reality, your normal day-to-day experience, because I feel like we already have so much information in just the way we do life. So even without studying all these different details, there's some things you just innately know, or certain things that have just been passed down as the way your family does things, the time of year that you incorporate certain things. And so like I don't want to downplay that experience. Research is definitely important in, you know, building relationship and understanding the plants, but it's really that you already have a relationship with these plants. So, very excited to be back here. Oh yeah, I was talking about the thing. Lemon peel with the rose petals and the linden. So linden actually is really good for your heart. It's good for anxiety, different things like that. Now, I am not a doctor. I'm an herbalist, but this video is not intended to treat, cure, or diagnose. This is just me sharing information. And so yeah. And we know the rose is all heart work. Like it is, and I feel like it's more heart and soul. Like it's your soul that is being worked on when you incorporate rose petals into your drinks, your baths, your oils, your creams, or even just flowers in your house. One of those kind of plants that we don't really understand the magnitude of how beautiful and how powerful it really is. Because it's been so constant and consistent. And, you know, roses are for these type of events and those type of events and to share love with people. But roses are so deep, and it's really a lot of this love starts with self, starts with what's going on in your own heart. And so, yeah, plant walk with rose is going through the heart space, pulling out the things that no longer align. So let's see what the medicine is today. Look at that. We got Bouquet, which talks about, it's so funny. This card talks about roses and how there's medicine in the rose, there's medicine in the plant at every stage. And so to trust what is happening, trust what is unfolding around you. And there's beauty in every stage of life. There's beauty in every part of this experience. And so the rose has been, since this card came up, the rose has been definitely coming back to the center of things again. It's almost like remember your why, and then like remember your heart. And so there's been a lot of changes. We've all been through different things. The world is going through a whole nother thing. You know, we're having all these different experiences at once. And they merge at a point, because we're human, and we're human in communities, and we're humans in countries and in a larger world. So there's so many different experiences we're having all at once that is trying to merge. And so it's a lot. And so sometimes those experiences actually lend to like great results. Like there's actually, you know, I think when we say it's a lot or it's heavy, we automatically assume like it's negative things. But when it's a lot, when it's heavy, sometimes that really means that you're walking in your authority, you're walking in your power. And I remember this one video I was just watching, and they were talking about like your nervous system, and how when you're starting something new, when you are kind of living a new life, a new experience, sometimes your body still remembers your response to this old way of responding. Your body still remembers this old way of responding, yet we're moving into a different realm of existence. We're moving into a different experience, but our body remembers. And so I think a lot of times it's easy to cling to that memory. And I think this is something I talked about before, is that is what it is. It is a memory. Like sometimes I think we haven't worked through something, but you know, healing is cyclical. But a lot of times it's because that memory still stays there. And so your nervous system may be remembering things of the past, and you may feel like you're not ready for what's coming. You may feel like you're not ready for what's here, but you are, otherwise you wouldn't be there. And so trusting that there's medicine in every stage in the unfolding of what's happening, is a faith walk. And that's what Rose is really about. It's about faith. However you see your faith, it is about trusting that there is something that you may not be able to see, but it's happening, and you can feel it. You usually can feel it. You may feel like, well, I don't know, but you can feel that there's something happening. There's something moving. There's something coming. And, you know, a lot of times I just keep using the phrase, it's big. Like, I don't know what it is, but it feels big. And sometimes that is you bursting into your new reality, your new existence, your new way of being, your new belief systems. And it's not always easy because we have that memory, but there's no other place I'd rather be, is what I always tell myself. And so I'm gonna actually read you what this card says, because, you know, I like to go off of what I think of first. So this is the bouquet card. It's all about trust. No tree is consumed with blooming like the rose. It trusts itself implicitly. It trusts in its divine. It is divine. It trusts the unseen forces which guide it out of the darkness up into the sky. It is not concerned with hierarchies or ornament, because those are people problems. It knows medicine sits in the flower and weed alike. What we're looking for here, we can't find outside of ourselves. Jesus said, the kingdom is in you. Why is it so hard to believe? We have to trust ourselves, that knowing in our gut, trust that there is more to what we're seeing or experiencing than meets the eye. This card asks us to rely on our spiritual senses as much as our physical ones. Our intuition is a gift, and we should never dishonor a gift. And then, you know, I was actually thinking about another deck when I said that there's medicine in the road at every stage of the rose. That's actually a different deck, but it still kind of aligns in trusting the unfolding. So the scripture that was used for this one is, for all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of man as the flower of grass. The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away, but the word of the Lord endureth forever. And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. And so what I love about this card is it talks about the medicine that resides in you. And there's another card, it has that everything you're looking for, you came here with. And so there's something inside of you that can connect you wherever you want to be, that can reframe your existence, reframe your life, whenever you want. And not to say it happens like this, it's a journey, but once you make that decision to go inward, like to focus on the heart space, everything changes. And I'm a witness to that. Like, that is literally my life. I live a completely different reality than I did a year ago. Definitely than I did 2 years ago, but even 6 months ago, even 3 months ago. And it's like, it just keeps happening like that. And whereas before, I was getting stuck in the old reality as I was shifting into a new one, a whole new experience. Now it's like I'm starting to get on the same page with myself. Like, it's like, these things are changing, these things are happening. Are you with us? Like, are you here? And this is the first time where I felt like I'm here, like I'm present, I'm not disconnected from my body. And I think that's a beautiful experience. Like, it lends to some of the healing that has happened. So, trust what's happening, trust the unfolding, because I promise you, you're going somewhere. Like, all these things are not happening just for you to have these experiences so you can tell people, like, I experienced this, I experienced that. It's getting you somewhere. And sometimes when you're like, where is it taking me, that's a good moment to like pause and look at, where have you asked to go. If it's been 2 years since you asked the question, remembering where you asked to go, remembering where you want it to be, what you envision for your life. Because a lot of the things that are happening in my life now are things I talked about. They're not things that I wrote out this elaborate plan and this is going to happen like this, and then that's going to happen like this. These are things that I'm like, yeah, it would be really cool if I could do this. You know, just talking with my friends, Kiki. It's like, man, I wish that, like, if I had to get another job, I would work in an environment where I could help to, like, show people what is a healthy environment to be in. Because, you know, some people don't hate their jobs, they hate the environment. And so, like, I would change that. And so now, like, the work that I get to do is focusing on creating those safe spaces, focusing on helping people in professional spaces see that, see their wellness differently, and create the space they need for that environment. Then, you know, like, I used to want to be a professor or a teacher and all these things, but I was like, you know what, I don't necessarily want to be in school all day. And so now I'm doing the hydroponics learning in the school systems and through STEAM education. I left my corporate job to work in the community to do more STEAM work, and I literally fell right into that. I had a 3-month plan, and 3 months later I met the person who introduced me to the person that I would be working with. And so sometimes it's not this direct link to where, like, you do one thing and then you get this result. Sometimes that one thing that you get connected to has like a bunch of other connection lines that connect you to where you want to go. And so, yeah, it's not always this. Sometimes it's, okay, we got to trust that and realize that where we were last month, we're no longer there. We're somewhere else. And so to appreciate and to have the awareness that you are building something, like you're walking on a path and you're continuously going forward. Even if you got to sit down, take a break, pause, go back and feel like you may have thought you dropped something. You got to go back and search for something. But you remember, you get back on that path. It's already aligned for you. Like, it's already set out, especially once you've taken the steps. So even when people talk about like 10 steps back, you know, like 10 steps forward, I don't know, 12 steps back, or maybe like 5 steps back. I don't know. But because you've already taken that path forward, like your pathway is still there. You just hop back on. So, trusting where you're going and like really being present in the moment. Like, I walk around here like, I can't believe I live here. It's like the neighborhood I always said. I was like, if I ever lived downtown, this is the neighborhood I would live in. And sure enough, my boss is like, oh, my neighbor is moving for a while. You can live there. And hook that up for me. And like, here I am living in this kind of dream neighborhood that I always thought I wanted to, if I ever did, because I don't even like downtown. But I said, if I ended up downtown, this is where I'll be. And here I am. You know what I mean? And so your words do have power. Your wishes still matter. But all of these things come from walking in faith, like in your heart. And I know people talk about like walking in faith and you just believe. And yes, but also you've got to search your heart. Like, what's on the inside of your heart? What do you really believe can happen for you? And it's like, what I realized, I'm talking really fast, but what I realized is the work you start to do, where you start kind of pulling out what's in your heart, pulling out these heavy things, these things you've been holding on to, these things that have nothing to do with you. You start pulling them out, and then you start making space for a different belief system, a different experience. And then as you start aligning more with this belief system, with this experience, things around you just start to move. Like, that's when that part comes in, where you're like, wait, where did that come from? Or how did that happen? Or I don't feel like I worked hard enough to receive that. And I think that's part of the receiving work. So I pulled another card, and it's Tower. And Tower is really, again, it's very similar to me to the rebuilding card, but this is when everything falls down. You look around, and what are your tools? I love when this card says that. You think you're without, you think you don't have enough resources. You think that, you're on the wrong path. You think you're not doing it right. And it's like, just stop for a second and look at your tools. Look around you. What can you use? What resources can you bring together to create this that you want? When I think about like this situation that I'm in, this is not, again, something that I planned, saved for, had this thing set out. It was something that I needed. And I spoke about a need that I had. And I spoke about, well, what can you afford? That was even the question. What can you afford? And I'm like, well, I mean, technically I know, like, it's probably going to be more expensive. He's like, no, what can you afford? And that is the price that I'm paying to stay here, is what I can afford. And so it's like, look around. What are your resources? Who are the people in your life that are your resources, that were kind of sent to be a segue for you? And not like in a way of using people, but people that you are supposed to join in this season, people that elevate you in this season, people that show you a different way, a different understanding of life. And so this was supposed to be a 5-minute video. It is not a 5-minute video. Then what tools live inside of you? All of these cards are actually still asking you to look at what you have inside of you, that can create this new experience, that can get through these unprecedented times, as people like to say, and see it as beautiful medicine. And so discern your truth. The Snake card is all about discernment. And so it's like, look at what's actually real. Like, use your discernment in this season. A lot of the things that we think, a lot of the beliefs that we have are ones that other people have told us to believe. But when you search your heart, there are a lot of things that you realize that no longer sits with me. That is not right for me. That lifestyle, that belief system, that way of doing this, I'm not doing that. Like, that's not me. So I'm gonna do one more because I'm just having fun doing this. Man, I haven't done this in so long. So yeah, and it lends to the journey, the work. This is a sacrifice card, and it's so like, you can't just sit at your altar asking for things and not doing the work. And I don't even like to use that scripture, faith without works is dead. I don't use that because I don't even know if that's exactly how it is said. But either way it goes, it's asking you to still do the work, to take the journey. And I like to use this as my journey card because of how the card is structured. It's almost like a path that's lit up for the direction to go. But you see this man who was enslaved with scars on his back, and it's all of the things that he's endured to get where he needed to be, to get you, you think about your ancestors, to get you here, to get you to this point in your life where you now have choices on your direction. So this is not a choice card, but this is an intentional journey card. Like, what work are you willing to put in for what it is that you want, for your legacy that you want to leave, for the experience that you want the people after you to have. But it doesn't negate that you get to have an experience right now. And so this really does lend to all of the work that has been done to get you here and to get you to this moment. And so, with it next to the discernment card, it's definitely telling you not to negate what's already happened, like what has happened to get you to this point. And it really feels like, if you look at it from one side, this is telling you that you're deserving because there has been so much sacrifice to get you here. Like, you didn't just get here only with wishful thinking. There was action, there was work, there were things you went through that you experienced that allowed you to show up to this day for this moment. And then the other piece is, if you're on the journey where you're trying to get centered with your heart, where you're trying to get on that path, there is work, there is sacrifice. There is no doubt that there will be sacrifice, but it's nothing that you can't endure. And so, as soon as I said that, the bear came up, which is about strength. This is the strength card. And leaning into You know, bear me strength. I think about that saying when I see that. It's how I remember what the cards are about. But there is a certain type of endurance here. And I love this card when it talks about witnessing. Like, you may feel like you're going unnoticed or unseen, but people are seeing you. They're seeing your strength. They're seeing what you put into it. They've witnessed it. They know. And so I love when I think about like the ancestors and all the work that has been done, that they've seen you do. And, you know, once you open your heart up, you can receive, what is that? When you can reap what you sow. And that's really what that is. You got to remove that piece that's not allowing you to receive that. And that's what this moment is for me. Like, I love that when I be doing stuff, my own life pops up in here, because I feel like it's more relatable when you're experiencing it. And I know sometimes when you're working with people, it's more about like what they're experiencing, but no one's talking back to me right now. So it makes it easier to like explain the cards and explain what's happening when it aligns with the story. So I definitely know that on here in this platform for this is really going to be about me sharing more of what I'm experiencing, and not hiding behind the card. It's like, this is the card you pulled, but like, tell them how this relates to like what you're experiencing. Just because I think that's a connection point for all of us, is that we have these experiences that we don't always understand, but like, hey, this just happened to me, like exactly what you're describing. I just experienced that, and like, hey, I'm okay. And this is your luck card. This is what spirits are you serving? Like, that's not the way I wanted to say it. What are you aligned with? The simplest way to talk about this is, what are you aligned with? And if you are aligned with your genuine spirits, your genuine experience, your genuine ancestors, when you are aligned with what is good for you, things will come to you easily. And so it also actually reminds me of the Harmony card when I talk about it like that. But this is luck. This is like, this card always talks about proximity to wealth. And she talks about like, it's either wealth comes in when you're, maybe I should read it. It's like close proximity to whiteness or close proximity to spirit. And so it's asking you, but it came right side up. So this is actually telling you, you are in close proximity to spirit. Like, you are in a place, this path, this journey is a spiritual one. This is a God-given path. Like, this is aligned with who you are and what's for you. And that's where your wealth sits. That's where your prosperity, everything you need, everything you've asked for aligns with that journey, with that path. And so, yeah, where you are at will be reflected based on who or what you're in proximity to. And so, yeah, this is to me telling you, if you're not in proximity with spirit, if you are not in a relationship with God in some type of way, whatever way resonates with you, then it's time to go back and look at yourself and reflect, and then go back to search your heart. And this isn't even the heart card. So this is about the unfolding of the heart. This is definitely, this whole thing talks about the journey rather than this is a reflection of the journey. When I look at all these cards that I pulled here, is a reflection of the journey to get you where you want to be. And so if you're somebody who's getting ready to start a journey, this may be telling you like, this is what's getting ready to happen. Just know, like, you are in proximity to spirit as these things are unfolding, as these you're learning new tools to get through life, as these things are falling down, as you're having to use your discernment to decide which direction to go, all this work to be done, the strength to lean into to get in proximity with spirit. So you could be in a process where you're about to start that journey. And then the flip side of that, which is what it feels more like, is that like, hey, I want you to remember what has happened. I want you to remember like each step that something new shows. So I keep saying 444. And I want you to remember Like you were called for this moment. Like you were called to this moment. You know, I know we always talk about our calling. But when we talk about calling, we always think of like a job, a position, something to do. But when you think about being called for this moment, is like something for you to experience. Like they just wanted you to experience this. Everything isn't about the doing and the hard work. The work has already been done, is what this card says. The sacrifices have been made. The way it came out, right side up, is there was a sacrifice to get you here. Don't negate that either. But know, like, it's not always about you going to do, it's you going to experience. And that's enough. And so, yeah, I think, again, the conversation about being present with what's happening for you and around you and in the moment, you know, and I talked about the disconnection from my body when I'm going through change or shifts. And this is saying, like, we want you to be present and experience this fully, what's happening for you. We want you to see that you endured some things to get here. We want you to see that you are now operating in proximity to spirit and to your spirit. So yeah, there's harmony there. Look, at the bottom that just kind of slid out is gifts. This is a blessing. This is a moment. This has been given to you, shared with you. It's a gift. It's a blessing. So just enjoy it. Like, don't worry about going backwards. Don't worry about, you know, I think there's a fear of when we receive something new or something special that it'll be taken from us. That's not for you to worry about, because this was given to you. This was ordained for you to experience. It was a gift. It was a gift. And what do you say to gifts? You just say thank you. You don't ask them where they got it from, how long you get to keep it. What, you know, you may ask what's inside the box, but once you open it, you don't ask a million questions to figure it out. You're just supposed to say thank you. You're supposed to say thank you and trust that whatever's happening next is also a part of the journey. So that's my 2 cents that turned into 30 minutes of sense. But I just wanted to come back because I haven't been here in so long. And I want to start back doing this. I want to do like 5-minute daily videos again. Every time I come here, I talk about something I want to do. I'm going to just do it. I'm going to stop talking about it and I'm going to do it. But it's great to connect with y'all. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but I'm a little sleepy. It's been a long day. Not in a bad way. Again, sometimes it feels heavy, but it's not a negative heaviness. It's just a new responsibility. So, I'll chat with you guys again soon. My name is Marisha Simone. Leave a comment, like, or subscribe, or any of the things. And I'm going to try to keep this thing going. I'm going to say it every time, and I'm going to be back. Even if it's a month from now, I'm coming back. So just know that.